Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. Once again, you are welcome here on The Awakening of Consciousness Tribune. This is the headline of international news. It is truly the top news story. This day was highly anticipated. The emergency meeting of the European leaders from the 27 countries of the European Union, scheduled for March 6, 2025 in Brussels, has indeed taken place. It was a meeting highly anticipated, a highly strategic meeting for Europe, a meeting that required organizing small meetings on the sidelines in Paris, etc., even before going to Brussels. So the result has come in. The result is here. But this result is a terrible confusion that is being initiated. It's a terrible confusion that is being initiated around the resolution of the conflict, Russian-Ukrainian. Ultimately, Zelensky is caught between a rock and a hard place. And since in the coming days, the United States of America, having received the letter from Volodymyr Zelensky, in which he stated he was ready to sign all agreements to move towards a ceasefire, the United States had planned a meeting in Saudi Arabia. The meeting was supposed to bring together, obviously, Russia, the United States of America, Ukraine, and I believe some Russian delegations, if I'm not mistaken. In any case, since last night, the decisions were positive. But until this meeting takes place, a meeting in which Zelensky himself participated, the European Union meeting focused on two major aspects. Firstly, Europe is very afraid of America's disengagement in ensuring Europe's security. This is a first. It is announced that the Europeans have become aware of their true situation, as they have never been aware in the past. It is the first time they are truly aware of the danger facing them, since they are not the ones ensuring their own security. And the recurring shifts of Donald Trump regarding the situation in Ukraine and regarding the American soldiers stationed on European soil to secure the territory has allowed them to understand that the situation is serious. So what did they say? Before continuing, I ask you to share this video conference. Share it as much as possible in all possible groups. Share it as much as you can. So the Europeans have gone further than ever, thus in their awareness. Here is the headline given by almost all Western media. Initiatives are following one another with the proposal from several countries to participate in efforts towards ending the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. So they have decided to participate. They must participate for the conflict to end. But they are participating. Why do they want to participate? Because they are afraid. They are afraid of Donald Trump. They know that if they stand aside, as they have started to do, Donald Trump will solve the problem and will withdraw his troops from Europe. However, they have calculated the budget. They don't have the money to ensure their own security. And if they want to move towards their own security independence, it will take them years and years before they see the light at the end of the tunnel. So they don't want that. So they pretend to invest themselves fully. So that's why, what do they say? What do these people actually say? This extraordinary defense summit witnessed support that they first provided to Ukraine. The European partners agreed on the Commission's plan to strengthen European defense. Since we told you yesterday that Ursula von der Leyen was preparing a plan. So, the European Union Commission proposed its plan. We need to strengthen European defense. We need to invest the 800 billion that had been planned. We need to find them. So we need to strengthen European defense since they are in doubt. Donald Trump can abandon them at any moment. That's one Secondly, the Europeans are finally ready to take action. This is the question that arose after the famous meeting. So, what do we learn? They discussed the elements in Brussels. And these elements, they say it's an urgency for the Europeans to take into account the issues of the front in Ukraine. Yes. And they say that the issue of their territory's security is increasingly felt. They need to secure their territory. But on the other hand, the question of the ceasefire. Yes, they want a ceasefire. But if there is a ceasefire, they would need to send their troops. On the ground, this is what Zelensky says. And yes, he's ready to go sign the ceasefire. But he wants a guarantee. Since America does not want to guarantee their security, that the European Union provides soldiers on the ground. That's what he said. So, without responding to Zelensky, the European Union, at least for the moment, based on the information we have, the European Union is considering another option. In case, since they want to push Zelensky not to agree to sign the accords, they pretend to be in the spirit of Donald Trump to prevent Donald Trump from withdrawing. But at the same time, they are pushing Zelensky not to agree to sign the accords. Now, if Zelensky does not agree to sign the accords, they are in trouble. They will not have the ability to ensure their security. So now, they are looking for other European countries that can help them ensure their security. So, Ukraine, which is asking for allies to position themselves on their soil, on Ukrainian soil, as part of a potential negotiated ceasefire. And Europe says it could use the contribution of willing countries, like those from the Commonwealth, for example. So Europe needs the support of other countries, such as Turkey. They mentioned Turkey, and other countries that want these countries to come and help them in case Donald Trump withdraws. So, according to the official information, for Ukraine's allies, the most important aspect regarding the resolution of this conflict is to be able to rely on the broadest possible support after the defection of the United States of America. That is to say, for them, the conflict will come to an end. Even if Zelensky signed the agreement, America will put an end to the conflict. But when America puts an end to the conflict, America will leave Europe. Since America has said it can no longer continue to spend for Europe. So, Europe now relies on its allies to ensure its security. That's why they say this. If we closely look at the future of this security, the future of this security will probably not depend on European institutions. So, institutions such as the European Union, they are commitments that cannot ensure Europe's security. But Europe's security depends on the Europeans themselves. Do you see the confusion? That is to say, this meeting, so much confusion everywhere, everything is confusion, they were not clear. Nothing was clear. How can they, who are responsible for ensuring the security of Europeans, say that it is not up to the institutions to ensure the security of Europeans, but rather up to the Europeans to ensure their own security? So they are rather telling the Europeans themselves, the member states who wish to go further. So overall, they mixed everything up, I'm telling you clearly. Nothing clear came out. For the moment, from this famous summit, what came out clearly is that Europe is afraid. Europe has decided to take measures to secure its territory in case America were to defect. They agree, Provence, it's on fire in Ukraine. But the condition is to ensure Ukraine's security. They are not ready. They don't have the means, since they themselves cannot ensure their own security. So here is the situation overall. It is very confusing, both for Zelensky and for the European Union. We don't know what decision Zelensky will make or what America is saying about it. Nevertheless, we continue to follow this news. Perhaps they will release a comprehensive statement, which we will have the opportunity to analyze here. And everything that will be said from the American side and others, we will come back to discuss. But for now, all of this is crazy. Everything is confusing. So thank you all. Thank you for sharing the video conference as much as possible. I will get back to you shortly with new updates. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.